One of the best things you can ever do for yourself going into 2025 is actually developing a digital skill. So whether you're in your early 20s or probably you're 30, 40, 50, you have other jobs doing, and still interested in learning digital skills that can actually make you more money on the side, then I advise you watch this video to the very end, as I'll be sharing with you some of the top 5 best digital skills that you need to learn going straight into 2025 in order to make some extra cash on the side. And the truth is that most of these skills are very easy to learn, provided that you can dedicate at least 2 weeks to a few month period of time in learning them. So without taking much of your time, let's get straight to today's video. Let me share with you these 5 digital skills that you need to have going straight into 2025 to actually make life easier. Skill set number 1 is simply learn the basics of video editing. Now, I know you are wondering, how is video editing going to make you money? Now, looking at the way the whole world is going, if you take a look at everything closely and clearly, you realize that the whole world is trying to go digital. Every single business out there is trying to get into the digital space, trying to look for one way or the other to actually generate more sales on the internet. And one of the easiest way to actually grab users' attention lately is no more static images and all of that. It's simply using videos, because the video actually lets most of this company get to share their messages in a more easier and more realistic manner. That's why if you are really looking for one of the best skills you can learn going straight into 2025, is simply learn video editing. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to have the best laptop, go and buy an heavy laptop or get some heavy gadget to actually start video editing. No, in the current state we are right now, you don't need any of those heavy softwares to be able to do video editing. Now, with apps like Canva and a lot of easy apps, even on your smartphone, you can actually start doing some basic video editing. Gradually, you can save up money from there and then go buy gadgets. Now, when it comes to learning video editing can actually take you about, let me just say, 1 month to 2 months period of time to get enough, like, to be so good at it that you can actually take up some minor tasks and then get to gain more experience whilst working with those tasks. Now, when it comes to learning video editing, you don't have to pay a mentor to put you through, as almost every single thing you need is actually on here on the internet already. You can look into YouTube, you can look into ChatGPT. Now, if you are looking for the easiest way to actually learn this video editing, the best thing you can do for yourself is simply watch this video to the very end, because at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you a secret tip that you can actually use to learn video editing more easier and faster. So that's simply about the point number 1 here. When it comes to one of the skill sets you should have going into 2025 is simply learn video editing, because business are needing it, influencers are needing it. Like a lot of content creators here no longer have time to edit videos for themselves. They pay people to do that. Now, the skill number 2 you need to have going into 2025 is simply remote closer. Now, the basic work of a remote closer is simply helping businesses negotiate deals and they close deals successfully, and then at the end of the month or the week, depending on the contract you have with the company, then you get paid for it. And there are some companies whereby they basically even pay you commission to actually get into this work. Now, what remote closer actually do is that, so for example, let me say I have a business, maybe I have a course I'm selling, or I have a product I'm selling. Now, because I'm too busy with my usual works, or I have a bunch of clients that will be calling in, testing and all of that, I won't be able to attend to all of them. So basically what these people do is that they look for people that can actually help them do this negotiation over call, like someone who can help convince potential customers to buy a product. So now your work is simply convincing people to buy a particular product or services from these companies, and then you get paid at the end of the month. Now, basically, some of them requires you to pick phone calls, some will be over the phone call, while some will be emails, some will be social media messages. You basically just have to, they will give you access to these particular portals where they communicate to their clients, and then you just handle it. If there's a call coming in, you pick the call, negotiate the deal with the person. Once you close the deal, some of them will pay you up to 10 to 20% commission of whatever amount that particular product or services is worth, or some of them will put you on a monthly pay as well. So when it comes to the skill number 2 you need going into 2025 is simply remote closer, because a lot of businesses are they are pushing into the digital world. Now, basically, most of the skills I'm going to share with you in this video are things that businesses are actively looking for in this modern world that we are currently living. So now that is the point number 2 here, simply learn remote closer. Now, when it comes to learning this as well, you can do so many research on here on YouTube. Like, basically, most of the things I'm going to share with you here are things that you don't even have to pay someone to mentor you through it. You can basically learn all of them on YouTube and start doing them. So let's move over to the skill number 3 you need to learn going into 2025. The skill number 3 you need going into 2025 is simply social media management. Now, social media management, I don't even have to tell you how important this is in this modern world we are living in right now. Because if you yourself should look at the digital space right now, there is no business that isn't going digital. Why? Even your local shoemakers, most of them are not even going digital. But then, most people going digital don't even have the idea on how they can actually control their social media platform. Like, they don't know what they should post, how they should post it. Like, they don't know how to do some basic designing and all of that. So they basically let people handle these pages for them. Now, for you going straight into social media management, there are some things I would advise you should learn in order to actually leverage your space more to make more money. And this is simply, number one, learn a little bit of graphic designing. Yes, it's very important because there are some business whereby they will need you to do some basic designs for them, and then probably some little video editing, and then be a little bit good at copywriting as well, because you have to write some copies. If they are selling a product, you need to write a little bit description of this product. Meanwhile, there are some companies that already have copywriters that will help you do that. But the best way in which you can actually go and then leverage this space fully is simply you being able to do those menial tasks. Like, personally for me, in my social media management package, I can do graphic design for the business. I do basic video editing. So it's not really basic. It depends on what the client wants. I can do video editing for them. And then also be managing their social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and wherever social media platform they have available. So the more platforms they have available, the higher the fee. And then the more services they require from you, the higher the fee as well. Because when it comes to social media management, all you basically do is that you make sure that you keep the pages up to date, depend on the contract you have with the clients, how frequently you need to post, what you need to post on so days, and then basically that's simply, or if they have a message, you reply to the message. If it's out of what you can respond to, you let the company know that, okay, there's this message and this is something that I don't have rights to answer or something. Then they come and they take over from there. So that's basically it about the skill number 3 you should learn going into 2025 is simply learn social media management. Like, it will really pay you well. You can go on Google right now and research the average amount social media management managers are making, and you see that a lot of people are making huge amount of money from it. Skill number 4 you need going into 2025 is simply copywriting. Now, so copywriting is basically writing sales copies for all these companies, writing emails, social media posts, social media messages, and all of that. So a lot of companies going digital right now, a lot of social media influencers out there who are promoting things can't basically even write descriptions about some of the product they are promoting. They can't write a sales copy, they can't write a sales page, even like the simplest email format stuff. They can't even write it to be interesting and at the same time be able to convince someone about a product or something. Now, this is where you, the copywriter, comes in. So most of these influencers and their businesses, they basically look for people who can help them write this thing. So your own here, you are not managing the social media platform there. If they have a particular product that they want to sell, they bring you in, tell you about the product, maybe let you watch it, go over it, and they get an idea of the product, and then you basically write a sales copy for this particular product, a description for it. Now, a lot of you will say, come on, AI is taking over this job. But the real truth is that what AI is not taking over copywriting, but AIs are basically making copywriting easier for copywriters. Because as a copywriter who is really smart, instead of thinking that AI has taken over this job space, you would rather focus on learning how you can use AIs to make this work faster. Because let me say, for example, I'm a copywriter and then a company comes to me that they want me to actually write an info about this particular laptop for them. Now, what I can do as a smart copywriter is simply, instead of sitting down and trying to write every single thing myself, you can now use AI to get a rough draft of whatever information about the product they've given to you, and then you go do modification, fix out everything, and this makes your work way more easier. Now, you might think, if AIs can do it like this, why do people still need copywriter? This is because AIs cannot generate, like, the level of intelligence of an AI can't actually fit into what humans actually expect from a product description. So if you think I'm lying, pick a particular product, a very popular product, let AI write its own version, and then you to sit down and write your own version. You see that your own version is more detailed than that of the AI. That's why instead of thinking AIs are taking over copywriting job, so it doesn't worth learning, I advise you to learn copywriting and then leverage AIs to make your workspace more easier. Now, that is the skill number 4 you need to learn going into 2025 is simply copywriting. Like, businesses need it, social media influencers need it. Even some can't even write basic YouTube video description, so they will pay you to do that for them as well. Now, the final skill you need to learn going into 2025 is simply learn web design. Now, don't mistake web design for coding, because we have those who code and then there are some that you don't have to do with coding. And recently, who even patronize people who code website from scratch. Because if you take a look at the website interface right now, most websites are now built on places like WordPress, Shopify, and a lot of on-page web builders. So basically, if you are going to 2025 right now, one of the easiest skill you can ever learn is web designing. So this one is basically when someone needs a website, they come to you, you should be able to work with platforms like Spotify, Shopify, WordPress, like Squarespace, and a lot of those websites where you can basically just install themes and then be able to do some modifications on those pages, and then that's basically all. So one of the skills that can actually give you a decent amount of money going to 2025 is being able to learn web design. Now web design also is not something that is very difficult to learn. It's simply you picking a particular platform. So for example, if you are getting started, our advice to first of all learn how to design a WordPress website, because with WordPress website you don't have to do coding. Every single thing has a plugin that you can just install, like with Elementor or any web page builder out there. You can basically design some of the best websites on WordPress with very much ease, without having to stress yourself or anything at all. So that is simply the final job I have, the final skill I have for you here going into 2025 is simply learn web design. And some of the most popular platforms you should learn going into this field is simply be able to design Shopify, WordPress, Squarespace, and then Wiki. Like, there are so many platforms out there. What I basically want you to do is that go over to your search bar and then search for these platforms, and then search for the most used ones among them, and then be able to work with those platforms. And trust me, you are going to get some of the best, easier jobs. Now, in order to get skills, jobs in most of these fields that I just shared with you, you can basically leverage freelancing platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, and a lot of those platforms. And basically, you can also make a little bit of investment when you trust in your skills, and then you build a little bit of portfolio, gain more real life experience. You can basically run a little bit of social media ads to also get clients as well. So now that's basically all I have for you in this video. Now, before we get in, remember I promised you that I'll be sharing with you a simple secret that you can actually use to learn these skills faster and simpler. Now, the secret I have for you here is simply use AI to help you learn this field. Now, how is AI going to help you learn a lot of these things? Now, basically what you need to do is that go into any AI, be it Gemini, ChatGPT, Copilot, and simply tell them that, okay, I want to get started with maybe web design or video editing. So kindly generate a full outline for me, a full course outline on video editing or something. Now, these AIs are going to generate the full outline and every single thing you need to learn to be able to get started with those feeds. Now, after they generated those informations for you, now you basically take one after the other, one chapter after the other, search it on YouTube. Now, when searching it on YouTube, don't go and watch videos of 2 minutes, 3 minutes where they simply show you some basic thing. Watch videos that are a little bit longer. The reason why you should watch videos of that are a little bit longer is simple. They tend to carry more details, and make sure that you don't go and waste your time, because most of you, one thing I realize is that when you are watching YouTube videos, you don't focus and watch those videos, and then at the end of the day you start answering unnecessary questions and all of that and stressing people or yourself out. Now, one of the best things you can do for yourself is simply take your time to watch any video you are watching before you get to ask questions. In that way, you'll be able to learn faster, because like, there's no lazy way to make money. If you truly want to make money, the best thing you can do for yourself is simply putting in the time to learn every single thing you need to know in order to get into this field. So nothing I'm doing today I did not learn anything today. Basically, every single thing I've been doing today, from forex trading, crypto trading, to content creation, are things I've been doing for over 3 years consistently now. So it's not something I'm doing in one day. So if you think you can just wake up one morning and then blow up within 1-2 months, then you're basically deceiving yourself. So that is basically all I have for you in this video. See you in my next video. Bye.